All right, Kaden, this is the last one. I already had to look at this one a little bit to try to figure out how we could solve for what they're asking for. So basically, they give us a bunch of information on this diagram. Let's see if I can blow it up just a little bit. All right. In this diagram, we are told that B is the midpoint. B right here is the midpoint of AC. Okay, so that means if I take this line segment right here, B is right smack in the middle of that. So what that tells me is that the segment AB and segment BC are going to be the same measurement. Well, why is that important? Well, watch, I'm going to mark it up. So we're given that AB here is 2x minus 5. So right here, this is, can't seem to write and leave it blown up. Here we go, 2x. I guess I have to leave it a little bit small. Let me try one more time. 2x minus 5 is AB. Well, we said that BC is the same measurement. Now remember, I'm not talking angles here. We're talking the line segments. So the measurement of BC is also 2x minus 5. Let's mark out a couple more things. So we have CD right down here is x plus 29. So let's find CD. CD is right here. Okay, so we're going to mark that up as x plus 29. All right, now let's look at the directions up here again. So we were told B is the midpoint of A and C, but B is also the midpoint of E and F, which really, we don't care. That's really insignificant. C is the midpoint of A and D. All right, so let's look at that. So here's C, and it is the midpoint of this whole entire line segment here. Okay, so that tells me then that this line segment, let me change my colors here for a second. This line segment, AC and CD are the same. So look at that. What that means is if CD is x plus 29, then this right here is also x plus 29. Now you might wonder why we need to know to mark all that stuff up. Well, you're going to see how we can use this. We want to try to, sorry, I have a spam call coming in there. Okay, so we want to use something so that we can solve for the variable x, and once we know x, then we're going to be able to figure out the measurement of AD, because look what we're trying to find here. We're trying to find the measure of AD. So we want to know what the measure of this entire line segment is. Well, I won't know unless I can get a value for x. So let's take a look right here. We can set those expressions equal to each other if I say that 2x minus 5, and I'm going to multiply that by 2 because there's 2 of them, or I could add 2x minus 5 plus 2x minus 5. I just think this will be a little bit more efficient this way, is supposed to be equal to x plus 29. Now you might wonder why I would have to do that. Why couldn't I just say 2x minus 5 times 2 plus x plus 29 is equal to the measure of the entire line segment AD. Well, look, I've got too many variables in place. There's no way to solve for x here because I've got variables AD over here. Okay, so that's why we've got to figure out a value for x first. Once we know that, then we can go back in and put the value for x in and figure out what the line segment AD's length actually is. All right, so I'm going to erase this out of the way, move this. Get rid of some of this stuff that looks a little bit busy. Let me get my pencil. I'm going to change to a little bit darker, I think. Okay, so let's figure this out. So we have 4x minus 10, right, when I distribute this, equals x plus 29. Now I'm going to do two things at once here. I'm going to subtract the x from that side and this side, because that'll cancel these two out. And I'm going to add 10 to both sides so I can cancel this out. So what I'm left with is 3x equals 39. Okay, hopefully you saw what I did there. We'll divide both sides by 3, and x is equal to 13. All right, now that we know that x is equal to 13, now I can use that to figure out the measure of the entire I just noticed that I lost one of my digits here. This is a 9 right here. The measure of AD. So how do we figure that out? So here's AD is going to be equal to what? I have x plus 29 plus x plus 29, or I can just multiply that by 2. Now let's do that, and let's plug in 13 for x. Let's see what you get, and shoot me that answer, and we'll see how you fared on that one. Alrighty.